John Mayer has got a lot of negative feedback in the media, and not enough credit for how good of a guitar player he is. One summer, I went to a concert in Hershey, and Train opened for John Mayer. Train was pretty good, but the moment John Mayer stepped out on that stage, he took the audience by force. It was the best concert I've ever been to, and it opened my eyes to how amazing of a guitarist John Mayer really is. There are many musicians out in the world, but there are only a few that stand out from the rest. It gives the audience a true definition of what art can mean. Music is very important in many people's lives. People have different perspectives on what type of music they like, but there is no question that talent can be agreed upon over a broad spectrum of people. I personally love listening to John Mayer. He is my favorite musician of all time. People sometimes scoff at me because they say, oh, blah, blah, because he has negativity from the media. But his media attention clouds a lot of what he wants to portray in his music, I believe. Yes, he could be a big jerk, but his music speaks great things. A lot of people think of John Mayer as making these pop songs, but he's an amazing blues guitarist. He's arguably one of the greatest guitarists of our generation. John Mayer might not be as good as Jimi Hendrix, B.B. King, or Buddy Guy, but how did he become so great? John Mayer started playing guitar at the age of 13. He got a tape of Stevie Ray Vaughan and Buddy Guy, and he was hooked. After high school, he went to Berklee School of Music. Berklee School of Music is one of the greatest music schools in the country. However, Mayer dropped out after the first semester and headed down to Georgia to play with his friend. I do not blame him for dropping out because he stated, "I would rather play music than study it." He played in a number of bars and continued to perform and write music. One of his first songs that he recorded included Why Georgia. Why Georgia is a song he wrote while performing around Atlanta, and the lyrics show how Mayer was thinking when he was down in Georgia. He was questioning his life and whether he was on the right path. However, Mayer became famous very fast and kept getting attention as he continued to perform. Elton John stated that John Mayer was a breath of fresh air. His style started as more pop in the beginning, but he started to play more blues as his career went on. He wrote a song, Daughters, in which he won a Grammy for. The song changed his focus because of his objections towards it. He didn't really like the song. He thought it didn't really portray what he was trying to put out. So he started to play more blues, and I believe this is when the audience really saw what potential he had. His guitar playing flourished, and it went past his pop hits. He does not want to be remembered as a one-hit man. One year he was actually able to play with legends such as B.B. King and Eric Clapton. I've been talking about John Mayer's career a little bit, but what truly defines a great guitarist? If you have played guitar in your life, you know that it's not easy. It takes intuition and practice, lots of practice. There are a few things that define a good guitarist. Everyone is entitled to their opinion because it is hard to compare certain guitarists with others because of their different styles. However, it is not hard to pick out someone who is really great, someone who shines above the rest. How do you do that? One way to do that, to pick out a great guitarist, is to pick one who has great musicianship. Musicianship is not just playing the instrument, but playing beyond the notes. Musicianship is someone who plays emotion in music form and creates an atmosphere for the audience to be captivated by. A perfect example of playing emotion in music form is when John Mayer performs Gravity in his live album concert Where the Light Is. He makes it look like it is a piece of cake, and he delivers waves of emotion through his licks on his guitar. He plays through his soul and lets his technicality of playing turn into music. Another aspect of being a great guitarist is innovation. John Mayer has a very distinct sound. At the Crossroads Festival, Mayer showed the world that he had studied his elder guitarists very closely, and they had a lot to show as well. He brought a new style to the guitar world. John Mayer is placed in numerous lists for top guitar players all around the internet. You will find an occasional bashing, but I believe if the reader is educated about the whole John Mayer spectrum, then he would have a better understanding of why Mayer is one of the greatest guitar players of our time. John Mayer has musicianship and innovation, but why should he get credit for being one of the greatest guitarists of all time? Everyone knows, or should know, the artist Jimi Hendrix. He's rated as one of the #1 guitar players of all times. On most websites you visit, he's usually #1. He is very famous for his music and guitar skills. He basically created a new style of music with his electric guitar and captivated audiences with his beautiful creation. He puts so much soul and emotion into his music. His musicianship was amazing. John Mayer may not have anything on Jimi Hendrix, but Mayer has shown the world that he can play guitar and with emotion and soul. Mayer, like Jimi Hendrix, wants to put everything into his music and show the audience what they're feeling while creating this piece of music. They both articulate every note to shape emotion and where the note should be placed. It is played flawlessly and smooth. Every time they just ripping down the guitar scale. The only differences between artists like Jimi Hendrix, B.B. King, and John Mayer is that Jimmy brought it first. They brought something first. They innovated it to the next level. John Mayer has the guitar skills of someone like Jimi Hendrix, but he just did not have the same innovation as Jimi Hendrix. John Mayer may have a lot of negative feedback during his career, but studying John Mayer will show that what great guitar skills he really does have. He represents far more than pop and far more than what a lot of people think of him. His real guitar skills come out when he's playing blues. He creates emotion that can be felt while listening to his music. You can hear the passion and the great skill involved in music. And finally, there's no solid way to determine the greatest guitarist of our time, but Mayer holds qualities that lead people to hold him above most guitar players. I will leave you with a quote by John Mayer. People want to see musicians sing things that come from their own mind and own heart in real time, responding to the moment for them. Thank you.